Chaplains and candidates, this is Chaplain Weimer, and I have a message for you. And rather than typing out an email, I thought the best way to communicate with you would be by recording a video. You can better see my face and intent, and hopefully this message makes sense to you. So the two things that I was asked by senior leadership to address with all of our chaplains and candidates is it's really two issues that are separate but related. The first is, I'm going to sneeze. That was fun. So the first is that as chaplains, one of the roles that we have is advisement. And we are called to provide advice to our leaders and staff in our units. And the bottom line is that there are times when that role can be very difficult. And I think that one of the things that we are required to do as chaplains is that as we are talking to different people and we get the pulse of the unit and we realize there's issues, and sometimes those are issues with processes, sometimes those are issues with particular people, but we owe it to our leadership and to our calling to address those things with courage and integrity. That doesn't mean we have to be dumb about how we do that. There's tactics and techniques that chaplains are able to use. But what I'm trying to say, bottom line, is that if you have a problem with a leader and you're having multiple people come to you and you can tell that there's an issue, you owe it to that leader to address that with them. And I don't mean you owe it to the leader in the sense of that you owe them personally anything. What I mean is that you owe it to your calling, you owe it to the organization to do what's right. So that can be a difficult thing. So I would recommend, if you're ever in that situation, that you seek out professional advice. This is why you have brigade chaplains. This is why you have other mentors and coaches in your life. But it is not an option when you know there's an issue. If it's something that you'll sit down and have to talk about during an investigation, then it's also something that should be talked about prior to that with the leader themselves. That's feedback that our leaders need to hear. So that's one issue, and that is basically addressing issues that affect our units with our unit leaders, even when that's difficult. It requires courage and integrity, and I will do anything I can to help you in that role. I've had to do it myself, and it's not fun. Second issue is related to PII and confidentiality, and that is that we obviously have full confidentiality with our soldiers, but when soldiers come to you and you start to see a trend, you can and should address those trends with your unit leadership and staff. Now, you can address those trends without violating confidentiality, and that is to say, there should be no PII involved. There should be nothing that can identify who that individual is. And again, if you need help talking that through, thinking that through, how to do that, techniques, tactics, please talk with your brigade chaplain. Please talk with me. Please talk with another chaplain that you, outside of our chain of command, outside of our organization, that's your coach and mentor. But we can do that. We can, and the problem is that, yes, a soldier could potentially worry that their trust has been violated, but that's incumbent on the chaplain to not give any PII or anything that can be traced back to that individual.